Hi everyone, it's Kelly here from spiritualawakeningsigns.com coming to you today with a video about spirit guide amnesia. So this is a really interesting topic. It's something totally different, but I think you'll resonate with it when we actually talk about it because it's something that everyone goes through, and don't worry, most of us have it. So we're going to cover that topic and find out if that's something that you're facing right now and what you can do about it. And I really want to get into some of the content of this because I feel like it's quite important. We're at a really important juncture in awakening globally. So this is really a turning point for us, and this is where spirit guide amnesia becomes an issue. So let's get right into it. And of course, if you're watching live, you can say hello, tell me who you are, where you're from, and if you feel you resonate with what it is that we're talking about today. So spirit guide amnesia is the term that I like to give for people who don't know their guides. Okay, so you might be the type of person who feels like you don't know who your guides are, you can't imagine who your guides are, maybe you've never connected with your guides ever before, or of course this could be you at an earlier point in your awakening journey as well. You've had this spirit guide amnesia. Now, spirit guide amnesia isn't necessarily that you don't actually know your guides, so I'm saying that it's for people who don't know their guides, but the reason why I call it amnesia is because you do know your guides. Everyone knows your guides. It's a personal thing. You have this connection to your spirit guides. You know them. They're like family to you. You've known them for a really long time, and they've been your companions for a really long time. So it's not a matter of not knowing your guides or not actually being able to get that contact and communicate with them. It's a matter of fact that you have forgotten your guides. There's a kind of amnesia that comes, certainly at this point where we're at, we're starting to awaken into something new, but largely everyone has forgotten their guides. The information that we used to have in ancient times that was passed down, ceremonies, practices, techniques, ways of being that would help you to connect to your guides, and of course it was really encouraged from a very young age. So that type of connection with your spirit guide was just a natural part of your life, and that's really what it should be. That should still be there, but we've forgotten, we've fallen away from those practices, we've fallen out of the habit and the awareness of connecting to our guides on a daily basis, of that being something that's so interwoven in your life that there's no separation between you and them. It's just, this is a part of who I am. This is the guidance that I get daily, and this is the connection that I have to source, to guides, to whatever term you want to use. It could be angels, it could be spirit beings, it could be ascended masters, whatever it is that you want to connect to. That's what we've lost this connection to, and it's an incredibly sad thing, and I think that that's mostly the reason why we're all feeling so lost and confused at this point in history. It's like, I don't know where to go, because we've lost that spiritual guidance system, that inner compass that we could rely on. Well, the good news is it's not gone forever, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that, but let me know if you resonate with any of this, because it really is something huge that we're being faced with right now. Now, the good news is that we are actually moving into a phase of awakening globally, where we're starting to awaken back up to that. We're starting to get the sense and the awareness that we do have spirit guides, that we have this spiritual connection, that we have spiritual and life mentors that are there for us, that maybe we just can't quite get access to just now. So quite often it's an awareness that something's missing. You know, maybe you read about spiritual people, or you read about spiritual practices, and you think, I feel like I should be able to do that, and you feel sad that you can't. And it's because on some level the soul remembers that you had this ability. The soul knows that you used to be able to do this used to be a part of who you are. It still is. You've just got that amnesia, you've just become disconnected from it. And really what is also important to note is that it's not always that we just have forgotten and we don't want to reconnect. It's generally that we don't know how. Those practices that were passed down, those techniques, those ceremonies and things that we did in ancient history have been largely forgotten and lost. So we're not doing that all the time. We've lost the kind of roadmap. We've lost the pathway to our spirit guides, and that's really the problem. The spirit guides are still there. They're still waiting, kind of hanging around, bored by now. It's like, what's happening? They're still there. It's just that we're not in constant communication with them because we've lost the how, and that's the problem. Now, don't worry if you've lost the how, which, don't worry, most of us actually have. We've got a free masterclass that's going to show you everything that you need to know. It's going to show you how to connect with your guide for divine guidance and messages so that it becomes a part of your daily life. And that's really my mission here with this type of work. It's making sure that people know the step-by-step simple things that you can do and steps that you can take to connect with your guide, to use your psychic ability, to use your intuition, to connect to your higher self. This is all stuff that should be absolutely a natural part of who you are. It shouldn't be a disconnect, and it shouldn't be something that is puzzling to us to work out how to do. So what I tend to do is make it a step by step. I make it tangible steps that you can take, action steps that you can do, so that you're really training yourself into that energy of being able to connect to your guide really easily. And it is easy. That's the one thing I want you to take away from this video. People think it's for gifted people. People think it's really only for mediums or people who were born with the gift or who are intuitive or who have always known their spirit guides. And it's just not the case. Anyone can connect to their spirit guides at any time, and you can too. It's a part of who you are. It's always been a part of who you are through all your lifetimes and everything that you've come through. There is a friend there waiting for you to connect with you, who's been with you longer than probably anybody you know currently. So really important to get that connection and to have that guidance through life. Really, really important. Now, like I said, this spirit guide amnesia is something that you don't need to worry about, because pretty much all of us have it. There are really only a tiny percentage of people who don't have it at some point. We don't generally find that we're born and grow up totally in connection with our spirit guides all the time without a disconnect. Even if you had that as a child, sometimes it disconnects at a certain age. So what it's really about now is starting to learn how to make that connection once again, and it's absolutely easy. It's not a difficult thing to do. If you find it difficult, you're either using the wrong technique or you're trying too hard. It is an effortless thing. It's totally natural and easy to do, and I'm going to guide you through the whole thing. So we've got a link below to our free Spirit Guide Masterclass, and that will show you everything that you need to know to be able to do this. And the main thing that I would say to you is, what are you waiting for? Have you not tried this yet? Because it's absolutely something that is true to who you are. It's something you should be using all the time. There's no reason why you shouldn't be able to connect with your guide or get that information, that guidance and that leadership in your life, that assistance when you ask for it. There's just no reason why. So don't waste any time. So remember, you can click below to be notified whenever we go live. We've got lots more videos to come. And if you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and give us a little thumbs up. I really appreciate it. And it lets me know what kind of content you guys are enjoying. And as I said, you can click the link below to watch the masterclass. Don't wait, just go and connect with your spirit guide and tell us how cool it is. It's one of the most awesome aspects of spiritual awakening, and I really want everyone to experience that. There's no reason why you shouldn't. So go and check it out and enjoy it, and take care.